Man, and I thought my last broadcast was on YouTube too, but it wasn't. Not that it matters because I'm shadow banned and I lose a subscriber every time I go live. Maybe it's just me. So, salute to Thon. We're gonna make a movie. I got more to say to her. Like, I have more to say to her. So we're gonna watch this again, and we gonna review this again. We're gonna react to this again. I got some more to say to her. So, because this wasn't on YouTube, salute to Thon and the Black Light podcast family. This is my intro because my intro before was real long. So this one gonna be short. I think I was probably the 750th, 740 something subscriber. So I've been rocking with Thon, and now he damn near at 50,000. So I've been rocking with him since the beginning of his channel. So salute to him. Let me get to the technical side. Sure. Hold on. Because YouTube be playing with the privacy. Got that. We got to get to. Got to do some executive producing. All the comments on there, yeah. Yeah, we got to do some executive producing. All right, so yeah. So yeah, let's start this over again. Let's go, man. Cause this lady.
This man hit me. Grabbed a rock and it hit me in my
face. I ain't even started it over like that. We ain't going all the way back there like that.
Be viewed as the leaders of the community. Because the truth of the matter is if that crowd was a whole bunch.
Slide it back. Let's slide it back. Let's slide it on back.
This is a common experience that we have with you all.
Let's slide it on back.
I want y'all to riddle me this. Explain this.
We're going to riddle you.
No. And in response to that no, he picks up a brick, threatens her with it, and eventually hits her in the face with it. This all took place around a whole bunch of other males who did nothing but watch. Now I want y'all to riddle me this. Explain this to me as if I have just hilarious as literacy, okay? Explain to me how males want to be viewed and treated as leaders and submitted to so damn bad. But this is a common experience that we have with you all. Explain to me how y'all are just as afraid of your own as women are, but want to be viewed as the leaders of the community. Because the truth of the matter is if that crowd was a whole bunch of women, I'm more inclined to believe that somebody or somebodies would have spoken up. Explain to me how y'all want the title and the benefits, but don't want to earn it. Because as a group, y'all are giving us nothing to work with.
Let me stop you. So, when you say men don't want to earn it how? By stepping in and stopping you from getting beat up by men? Is that the only way to earn it? Or is it other ways? Are men supposed to be paying every single stranger on the internet's bills? The millions of women, y'all outnumber us, and y'all are all talking about the same thing. So when you talk about leading and paying bills, okay, even if everybody's on the same page about men supposed to whatever with the bills, there is no 50-50. It's all men paying bills. Everybody's not going to get that mathematically. So what do you mean earn it? Earn it how? Earn it how? And like I said on my last video, I believe her. I believe her. In this day and age, that a group of women would have tried to do something. But my question was, what would happen if he hit two people? This guy's crazy and he had a brick. And what I didn't notice from the last video, and it's really kind of telling. She told on herself. She told on herself. The guy said that she was telling the guy to do it, to hit me. And she said he was standing there with the brick. And I said, what are you gonna do? She's telling a different story than the guy that was there. What are you gonna do is a different thing than this guy saying she was telling them to do it. What do you do? What are you gonna do is do it. What are you gonna do? Hit me. Shouldn't have been saying that. So my thing is, how are these guys supposed to be earning this? And I'm bringing this back up again. It's really kind of crazy that in the middle of a conversation about protection, she talks about submission and how women aren't going to do it. You have to submit to the protection. It's on my other live video. I did a whole nother live video. You got to submit to the protection. Somebody's going to be telling you to do something. Like, it's going to be words way before it's actions. Protection's words way before it's actions. So, if these men want to be leaders and submitted to so damn bad, and you want to be protected so damn bad, why don't you think those two correlate to each other? Because they do. It's the same thing. You have to listen. It's going to be words way before it's a fight. And like I said before, she doesn't respect men at all, just like a lot of women don't. Just like this lady was standing around calling dudes BANs. And I know she's confrontational. I know that she is by her other videos when she was walking around slapping people. It's so many women that would not do that. Danielle, I could not imagine you on any circumstances on a live video walking around slapping people. I couldn't even imagine you doing that. It's just not something that's in your character to do. You also are under my protection. Like, nothing in this world could happen to you while I'm around. You already know that. But the thing is, it's a lot of random people that just want protection from random people that they don't even really respect. Like, they don't even respect men. She don't respect men. I would look at her and think she don't even date men. She might. I might be wrong about this, but I would think, I mean, if I judge book by his cover, I would think Cindy Noir don't even date men. I mean, you know.
And to Rhil, my heart is with you as you heal physically and emotionally. I'm so sorry, girl.
So let me get.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I'm honestly calling cap right
Black
there.
men have to.
I believe. Hold on, Stan. I don't really think your heart's going out to her. I think you using it to make content, like a lot of y'all on TikTok do. Y'all wait for something to happen to a woman and then do a video about it and say men ain't protecting women. This is y'all's MO. You don't care about her, just like you don't care about a lot of the women. Y'all don't be caring about these women. Y'all care more about the men. Y'all not saying nothing about the guy. It's literally people not mad. This is outrageous. I couldn't even think of, like, this is outrageous. Like, a guy, she had a big lump and knot on her head. And someone did that. That's literally a felonious assault. Okay? And the people who are the law-abiding citizens, like the witnesses, you need to be asking them for a statement of, like, what he had on. Like, you want some protection? Ask, hey, did you see what he had on? You said they let him get into the car. Did you get his license plate? While you was trying to pull the phone out and talk about these dudes, you should have put the phone out and got his license plate. Is that victim blaming? I don't know. But I'm not trying to victim blame. I'm trying to criminal blame. I'm trying to get his license plate. So that can't be victim blaming. So let's get his license plate. Let's hold him accountable. If like I said before, and I'm gonna say it again, the dude who did the video, I wish I had it. I really do. The dude who did the video about he was there does not look like no fighter. If I could pick somebody to help me, like, yo, I'm getting jumped, I need somebody to help come in and save me, I don't think I would pick him. Like, it was a group of people. It's like it's 3 dudes. Like, yo, who you want to scrap with you? We about to scrap. He wouldn't be a person that I'd pick. And it's a lot of non-confrontational men. It just is. So if protection boils down to fighting, it's a lot of dudes that wouldn't. It's some scary dudes that have weapons that are, man, why y'all think it's so much? Oh, these dudes can't protect you with their hands. A lot of them just can't. So if it boils down to a fight, you might just not get protected. But, like I said before, if this is how we plan the game, then that means every woman who's not got hit with a brick and is still alive and has never got beat up by a man with a bunch of men around, then you're protected, and you can't say women aren't protected, because you are. You've never been beat up by a man or hit with a brick. You're protected. You just didn't know you were, but you are. You've never been beat up. So, and then look, we have to stop normalizing the idea of assaulting men. I'm not saying this lady, this is in the conversation. I'm not talking about her. Like, men have to be the people who exercise restraint, even if they get attacked. If a man gets slapped, he has to hold the restraint. He has to be the one to grab you. He has to be the one to walk away. We've seen it in multiple kids. Well, honestly, if you look at comment sections, it'd be kind of like 50-50 a little bit. Like if a woman hauls off and mops the dude, bop, 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 and he hits her once, okay, it's going to be a lot of people saying he could have just walked away. He shouldn't have did that. And it's going to be a lot of people saying, well, I mean, But the thing is, as a man, they're expected to walk away. Men don't just think that they can just hit on other men. So the idea of being confrontational, and I've said I'm very consistent. People get mad at me for it, but it is what it is. I be saying the same thing with some of these, not all of them, some of these police videos. I don't understand the idea of turning up and trying to fight and all of these different things. The police, like, yo, dog, have you been watching videos? Like, this guy might pop you. He might say he's scared of you. Why are you got your fist balled? Why are you doing all of this stuff, bro? Like, relax, chill. So it's the same concept. I just don't get it. I don't get why people are so aggressive. And I'm going to say this again. It comes a point in time where fighting is a red flag. Like, why are you fighting? You're 35, you're 40, like, you're this old. Like, yo, why are you fighting? And the dude that was the eyewitness already said she egged it on. We're against the guy with the brick. We think he's outrageous. I'm the main person talking about him. I'm the only person saying much about him. I want to know who he is. Like, he's the one that's the problem. He's the menace to society. Clearly, he had everybody. And then, look, she said, this is what she said. She said, men are more scared of their own. Why don't you be scared? She said a bunch of women would have stood up and did something. How about one of them just walked the hell away instead of telling him to do it? Tell him don't do it. It's a lot of power in your words, because she told him to do it. The eyewitness dude said she did it, and she said, with her words were, she said, I missed it at first. I missed her say it at first, but I watched it again. I heard her. She said, what are you going to do? So there's a lot of power in your words. Tell them don't do it. Tell them calm down. Tell them relax. He would have did that. Instead, you told him do it. And he did it. And now the innocent bystander, law-abiding citizens are the people being held accountable. Not the brick thrower, not the felonious assault guy, the people who didn't do anything. Well, what if they would have got lumped up too? This shouldn't be protection. Because like I said before, protection it's going to be words before it's a fight. And the perfect example is your kids. You're going to tell them what to do to protect them way before you have to put your hands on somebody to protect your kids. You're not, chances are 99.999% of the time, you are not going to have to put your hands on someone else to protect your child, but you are going to give them a whole bunch of direction that will protect them. So when men do that, women don't be listening. If y'all go back and listen to the video, he said, call the police. The dude in the background, when he was like, yo, what you want us to do? She was like, I want y'all to be men. He said, call the police. You can't make this up. That was actually good advice. Like in the moment, that guy gave some sound advice. Like, yo, hey, call the police. Right? Wasn't that good advice? Like, it's a lot going on. It's a lot of commotion. Oh, here we go with this bull crap. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of commotion. Maybe you should just call the police. A felony was just committed. Hey, matter of fact, I think that guy, and he did it. He said he was a witness. So now we got someone, when the police, because police watch video, police watch this stuff. So when they investigate it, they can go straight to his page. Oh, you was there? What do he have on? See, how come I got to do the police job? I'm about to cut this video off. Y'all got me doing a detective's job. What are we doing? What did he have on? She said that y'all let him get in the car. What color was the car? What was the make and model of the car? How tall was this guy? Did he have was color was he here? Was he light skin, dark skin? Did he have a beard, long hair, glasses, anything distinctive about him? Tattoos? Why we not talk about the guy that hit her with that brick? We talk so much about the innocent bystanders that one of them had to do a video like, hey, wait a minute, hold on. I was there and I ain't do nothing. What you mean? My bad. She had a warrant. Oh my God. That's not, we're not going to do that to her. That's not enough to say because she had a warrant that she deserves to get hit with a brick. And I'm not saying that you're saying that, obviously. But this lady, she got a lot going on, man. So let's just finish this video off. We ain't gonna never get to the end of this. Salute to Thon.
Title of being a leader from women who openly say that they don't need the men in their community. You hear black women more than any group of women saying, I don't need a man, I want a man. But black men are supposed to know automatically to protect any black woman that's in distress in society. Even the women who say that they don't need us, and that's the majority of our women. It's funny how black women have a long list of things black men are automatically supposed to do for them, even if we aren't responsible for them. But what can we ask of black women just because they're black women? A lot of black women don't even want to smile for black men.
Which is crazy. And right, Danielle. And that's kind of crazy because that's the police job. You know what I'm saying? That's the police job. They literally have a job to protect you. Protect and serve, even though they don't follow their job a lot of times. But that's their job. And then, so like things that you've done or maybe even haven't done, paid a bill or whatever the case may be with their warrant, you can't even be protected. It's funny that he said it struck a conversation on TikTok of what women deserve protection, right? Listen, you can't even call for protection because you got a warrant. Like, you are running from the protection. She don't even, police are for the protection. And she, because I didn't know she had a warrant. This gets better and better. But like I said, that's not a reason for her to get hit with no damn brick. But it speaks to these people talking about protection. If the police can't protect you, who can? You want me to do this? Okay, now it makes sense. I'm glad you said that. So she really does want me to do the police job because they can't even come because she got a warrant. So I have to be the detective. I've already asked the questions. I'm about to go to old boy page. I need to find out the make and model of the car, what he had on, how tall he is, is he light skinned, does he got a beard, he's got any distinctive tattoos. That's what I need to find out about him. Since you, and this how you know he ain't like no street dude or been outside or nothing like that. He admitted that he's a witness. Like, yo, what you saying? You just witnessed a felony? That's what you literally did a video say, hey, cuz, if you watch, delete that video. You admitted to seeing a felony. So therefore now, when it's a trial or a testimony or in anything, you're an eyewitness. But good, because she don't need the police. I need you. So since I'm doing the case, I'm glad you were an eyewitness. You first person I'm caught. Tell me what he looked like. Since nobody else cares about him and they worried about you, I'm worried about you too for a different reason. You are my star witness to the person who really needs to be held accountable, running around hitting women with a brick. Because if he wasn't there, nothing would go wrong. Continue with these videos.
That lady just got hit in the face with a brick and not one man stood up.
That's why I be saying most of these men out here are useless. As a woman who does not fit the beauty standard, and again,
I'm saying no. That's why she be saying that most of these men are useless. Why? Because they won't fight for you when you get into a fight, or because they'll hit you with a brick. That's what I'm saying. When her statement was geared towards the men who aren't helping. She stitched the girl who said a bunch of men didn't help. And then she said, see, that's why I be saying these men are useless. Are you saying they're useless because they're violent and will hit you with a brick? No, you're saying they're useless because a violent man that hit you with a brick, they won't come be Hancock and Superman and stop them. When there is a lot of men that will. And under no circumstance will this happen to a guy's girlfriend. Nobody's letting their girlfriend get hit with a brick. A man will take an L. Listen, in the last video, I talked about how men would turn down amounts of money to not get hit by Mike Tyson, right? In the same token, if it was their girlfriend or their wife, they would take the L to Mike for free. But they would they would in all hopes get themselves and their girl out of this situation without having to deal with Mike. But if it boiled down to it, their pride would just have to get knocked out. And if you don't believe me, go listen to Jadakiss tell the story about the Locks and Eve and Mike Tyson. They were in that scenario with a bunch of guys. It was a bunch of them, meaning they could have jumped them, and they didn't even want to be the one or two guys that got punched by Mike. They got Eve out of there. So protection, and she was around a bunch of thugs with knives and guns and all type of stuff with one Mike Tyson. And they didn't want to approach him with no smoke. You understand me? But they got her out of there. They protected her. They didn't beat up Mike Tyson. They didn't jump him or stab him or do them. They didn't do none of that to Mike damn Tyson. And they didn't raise their voice or say nothing out the way neither. They got her out of there. Like, hey, we gonna distract them. You grab her and get her away. It was a a plan. And it didn't involve no violence. Violence isn't always the key to protection. Sometimes violence gonna make it worse. Y'all gonna learn. I mean, y'all always want to fight and turn up and do all these things. No, that ain't always it. Sometimes that's it. Sometimes that ain't it.
This doesn't just relate to the beauty standard, because I know plenty of pretty women who haven't been defended by men. But I think as a woman who has not fit the beauty standard ever, I see men's dark side a lot more. These men don't give a fuck about women unless they're getting something.
Wow, I ain't hear that before. She said because she doesn't fit the beauty standard, she sees men's dark side more. That's an interesting comment. That's deep. And that's her explaining her experience. Like, I can't even, you couldn't tell her that she's wrong or men don't be doing this. No. Like, the things that happened to her, that's her describing it. That's a hell of a comment. That's deep for real. Real talk. I ain't hear her say that before. And I believe her. That's the thing about it. I believe her. I think she's right about that. Like, I think people are meaner to her. She's probably right about that. She's probably right about that. That's crazy. That's wild right there.
Out of it. You know how many grown men I've had to square up with? I remember being like 15, 16 years old, ready to fight family members' boyfriends.
All my life I had to fight. I had to fight my daddy. I had to fight my uncles.
Having to put men in a headlock because you're not going to talk to me any type of way. Getting all up in my face.
For starters, 15, 16 years old, ready to fight family members' boyfriends. What you need to do is mind your little young business. And you don't need to be trying to fight men. You don't need to be trying to fight men at 15 and 16 years old, trying to fight men. And then because what happens when you said how many men you had to square up with? You had to square up with them. You had to square up with him. No, you didn't. Over your family member boyfriends. You didn't have to jump in somebody else's relationship at 15 and 16 years old. You did not have to do that. No way, no how that you telling me you had to do that. You're a liar for that. Then you said you had to put men in a headlock because they're not going to talk to you any type of way. So, okay, worst case scenario. Let's just say, I'm not even going to say me because you wouldn't do that to me. But let's say a guy calls you the B word. Shut up, B. You mean to tell me, and I just talked about this, that your reaction is to get physical with him and put him in a headlock. You what you said, because you're not going to talk to me any type of way. So if a guy calls you a B, you think that that's free reign for you to put him in the headlock. Okay, hypothetical scenario. Just, whatever. What happens if while he's in the headlock, he picks you up and Dean Malenko slams you on your head, German suplexes you, just RKO, splash, rock bottom, stone cold stunners you. You started it. But then when that happens to you, it's his fault, right? That's the evil side, right? So, okay. So, and I gave you sympathy when you said that, man, you get men's evil side. I gave you sympathy for that. But so you saying your response to men's evil side is violence? That should make it worse. So don't, and a 15-year-old jumping into fights trying to fight men. No. Mind your business. At an early age, you need to know how to stay out of people's business. Come on, little girl. What you talking about?
And expecting me to take. I got anger and hormonal imbalances. You can take it outside, you can keep it inside. You're not going to put your hands on me. You're not going to talk to me any type of way. And you're not.
So you got anger and hormonal imbalance. You're not going to put your hands on me. I got you on that one. But you ain't going to talk to me any type of way. See, I get the not talking to you any type of way. But I don't get you thinking that that's free reign for you to be violent with a man. Because if he is the type of person who, because a lot of parents, we could go back to the parent, have raised their child, don't hit no woman, but if she hits you, a lot of men were raised like that. And they won't hit you. But if you hit them, it's a lot of guys like that. A lot of guys that take it from a woman and walk away. They'll take 3, 4, 5 punches, walk away. But some guy won't even really take you squaring up. And I can't, how do I control him from far away? I don't even know him. We don't even know. We still got the investigation going on this random man in Atlanta that's hitting people with bricks. What are we doing?
I'm not going to do that to another woman around me. There have been so many men I've had to almost fight or had to fight. And this is what the men do in the background. Oh no, stop. You don't expect somebody to do shit for you. You expect somebody to clean your house and cook.
She said it was so many men. Tay Rock just said she had to almost fight so many men. And only thing that men did in the background was say, oh no, stop. Okay, well, stop. Is that not good advice? I think that, listen, y'all got to understand, men. I keep telling y'all this. Men do this thing called watching sports. Sports are repetitive. People are really going up and down doing the same thing in a different variation. We will watch it over and over, and we know the differences of what you may look at and think is the same thing. So once we know something works, we'll keep doing that. So every single time you were about to almost fight a guy, and a man in the background said, stop, you should have just stopped. You said you have anger problems. You're starting these fights. You're squaring up. You're entering into these fights. You admitted it already. You can't talk to you any type of way, which means you'll be ready to fight over words. Someone can provoke you to want to fight them, but it's a man though. And then after that, you want some guys around to stop what you are starting. Because ain't nobody going to talk to you any type of way. Which means if somebody can't talk to you any type of way, I mean, you talk a certain type of way. So while the situation's escalating, you going to be brolic and acting like you want to scrap because you said you want to. So then if he mess around and call you a B, then you want to fight. And then now somebody else got to come in and say, oh, stop it. No. Stop. Men don't want to scrap. You want to scrap. It's kind of crazy.
Dinner for you when you can't even defend them. It's giving delusion.
Oh my God. Random.
Did she say something about cooking dinner for you when you can't even defend them? Men are not asking for the people who you cook dinner for you, the women who you cook dinner for. You are getting protected by those men. If it's a man that's smashing or knows you, cooking dinner, coming over, even in friend zone dudes, they're protecting you. Y'all talking about dudes who you don't even know. If that dude, I swear I wish I had that video. If that dude didn't do a video, I might do a part 3. If that dude didn't do a video to say, hold on, wait, I was there, we would have never known him. And these guys is the ones getting demonized, and nobody even cares about the dude who actually did the felony. Her whole video was about men standing around not doing nothing. We've watched 4 videos. Mike, I don't know if you've seen it, Mike. Papoose has a video about this. Papoose did a video. I mean, not Papoose, my bad. My son has a video about this. And he was talking about how and he wasn't really wrong. He was talking about how it's an epidemic of weak dudes. But his whole video was about men being weak and men that he was talking like them. He wasn't sounding like a woman, but he was mad at the dudes that was standing around. He wasn't even talking about the dude with the brick. Nobody's talking about the dude with the brick. I don't understand it. It's almost like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Like, I always say this. I feel like I be in the Matrix when there be certain situations that go on when I listen to all of the public comments and what people have to say. It'd be like, yo, how are y'all not seeing what I'm seeing? It's weird. And this is one of those things like, yo, everybody's talking about the men around instead of the dude with the brick. It's wild. It's actually wild.
Civilian men are not your man.
My bad. Cook your food, Don. I don't want to keep doing this.
Not men who are vetting to be your husband. They're just men who owe their protection to other women in society. See so many single black women who don't even know how to get a man, expecting men to protect them. This is ridiculous. Let's get into this next clip that can explain it a little bit better.
Black women.
Just the social media bitches. Real black women wasn't into that shit.
Well, the thing I was going to say, they were saying like stuff like black women not being respected or even feeling like they protected.
They ain't. They ain't got no man. Black woman ain't got no man, so who protecting her? They goddamn right they ain't protected. Go get a man, bitch. That's how you get protected. Your man protect you. Your brother protect you. I'm not just protecting no strange black woman. My woman gonna be mad at a mother. I'm out here helping another bitch. No. Get your woman, black woman. That's how you get protection.
He not wrong about that. That's the whole point. Like, y'all really want random strangers to step. Y'all idea of protection is random people you don't know stepping in when you get into an altercation. But y'all never talk. Never mind, because I ain't going to talk about it either. But I just seen a video with a girl with a hatchet breaking out somebody's window. Every time it be a situation like this, it's always another video that I be seeing of somebody doing something egregious of the fair sex that nobody cares about. Somebody need to protect that lady who was getting her windows bust out by this girl with a hatchet. But anyways, what he's saying is what Malcolm X was saying. See, everybody tried to use Malcolm X's clip, but they didn't really use the whole thing because it wouldn't have fit them. Because he talked about weave, he talked about all type of stuff, bleaching your skin. Like I said, watch that video, you would have swore he had a TikTok page. But anyways, it's random men you asking for this from, but then it's the same random men that y'all diss all day long on social media. But then they're supposed to protect you. I just seen a video about a club. Did I do a video about it? I think I might have did something. It's a club where women an all-women club where women want to go out to have fun because men have ruined the fun of dating. And men approach them and men always try to talk to them and men are creeps and all these things, so women want to hang out with each other. Okay, cool. So My computer died. We on the iPhone. I need to get a different cord. I keep saying it. I'm about to order one literally right now. Yeah, so they talking about this protection, but at the end of the day, there's nobody to protect you, and y'all not caring. Y'all don't care. Like I said before, I did another video about this. Well, actually, I think I didn't. I think I might have mentioned it. Now I'm mentioning it again. Women always be like, why are men trying to humble women, right? Because y'all are always asking for stuff from men. And it's okay. The stuff that you ask for, a man will give to you, but they won't give to all of y'all. You can get your bills paid. You can get protected, all of the above. But everybody can't get it all at once. And y'all can't keep getting into it with men and think other men that don't even know you are supposed to come save you. When these same guys, listen, this is what I'm saying. These same guys can't even compliment you at the club. These same guys can't even compliment you if they see you in the grocery store or at whatever, Walmart or anywhere else, and he sees you and tells you how attractive you are, he'll be viewed as a creep. Some of y'all. You know, not every woman is like that. I'm not saying that. But for the, it's a good section of the internet of women that don't want to be approached at all by men on no circumstance, right? So y'all, and I just talked about it with that club of women, you know what I'm saying? All women, no men, because men ruin the fun. So for the women who was in the comment section of that video talking about that club, a man can't even compliment you without being labeled. And these are the same dudes that you want to protect you. After saying you don't need men for anything. So y'all need to come back to the drawing board and say protection. And some of y'all, listen, just revise the whole thing. Say that was y'all mom in them generation and y'all ain't like them. Y'all a little different. Y'all need men for something. So y'all can go revise the list and say, okay, we don't need men. We need men for protection. And we kind of want our bills paid too, but whatever. We will, but we want y'all to do it. Y'all should just say that. You know what I'm saying? You got to come back to the table or to the drawing board and make a new discussion. Y'all can't stand on we don't need a man for nothing no more. TikTok has ruined that because y'all detailed the things that men don't do. So you're saying you need it. Y'all clearly need men's protection. Clearly. So instead of saying you need it, you'll just say men are supposed to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like implying a chore for someone in your house instead of telling them that they are supposed to be the one to do it. Let's say you got a son, right? Say you got a son. And you be like, y'all always, let's say you got a couple sons. Let's say you got 2 or 3 boys, right? And then you be like, y'all always just walk past the trash can and it's full. You could take it out sometime. You're implying. If you be like, you walk over there and be like, you didn't see that this trash can was full? And y'all still just putting trash in there? That's something that a parent would say, right? But are they saying take the trash out? If I be like, do you see that trash can full and you still putting trash in it? Is that me saying take it out? In parent language, it is, ain't it? No, it's not though. right? I could just regulate that you do this. Like, yo, hey, you take the trash out on Tuesday, Thursday. It's your job. Every morning before you go to school or when you come back or whatever at certain time before you go to bed, you're taking the trash out Tuesday, Thursday. Okay? Instead of doing all this word games and saying, why did y'all walk past the trash and do you see the trash and all this extra stuff that's not really telling you to take the trash out. That's what women do with protection. You're not asking for it. But it's because y'all been put in a position where you can't ask for it. It's funny that Danielle said that this lady got a warrant. That is the perfect analogy for women online. Y'all are so arrogant. A lot of y'all, not all of y'all already know what I'm saying. Women are so arrogant that now you can't ask for what you're saying that you need. But you keep saying that you don't get it, but you don't even know how to ask for it. But you've already said you don't need it. So it's a lot of men who arrogantly and, jokingly, but really be serious too, tell you stand on what you said. You don't need men for nothing. So listen, nothing. So if you don't need nothing, right? Protection is on that list. It's pretty high up because it's one of the things that men are viewed as what they're supposed to be doing. So if you say, okay, look, we can really pinpoint it. If you say you don't need a man for nothing, right? You got to put some money in there. I mean, you don't need a man to pay your bills. You don't need a man to protect you. You don't need a man to lead. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? So we can't keep doing this. We can't keep having these conversations and beating around the bush, just blaming people who are this is the height of the problem on social media. And I told people this before. I said social media is becoming a dangerous place to be a man. People don't even understand it. People don't care because they're so caught up in women. You know what women go through and women being this and women because it's a woman dominated thing. Social media, it's dangerous to be a man on social media. It's really dangerous to be a man on social media. And this is why. We are literally demonizing someone who didn't do anything because they seen someone do something. Do y'all understand how crazy that is? Like someone did something and you didn't do anything about it. So now you are the problem, not the person who did something. You for not doing anything about it. Boy, I tell you. You for not doing anything about it is the problem. Boy, I tell you, man. This is what protection has boiled down to. Fights. So like I said before, and I'm going to keep saying it because it applies. It's really just common sense. And it's what we have to do on the internet. If you're not unalived or beat up, then you're protected. That's how we got to carry it from now on. Those are the stipulations. If you're still with us, you're protected. Enjoy it. And you're welcome as a man. I'm just on behalf your thanks to men. I'm accepting it on behalf of men. You're welcome for your protection. So, once again, I don't understand how she was so mad at the people around, but not the guy who just lumped her face. Like, that looked it crazy, yo. She had a whole knot on her face from what happened to her. Like, someone actually did that. I want to talk about him. Where was it's people who have a job? Weren't they at the club? Okay, where was security? Since we're gonna talk about men standing around, let's talk about the ranking of what standing around entails. Is there any club security? Like, let's talk about who's really supposed to help. Let's stop this men stuff. Okay, security's men, right? Okay, where's the male? Oh, whoa, no. Let's go with Cindy's language. Males. Where is the male security of this club? Standing around watching? They let him get in the car too? I definitely don't believe that. I definitely don't believe security. Security be waiting to do stuff to people. So there wasn't none? I don't know, man. Maybe y'all need to hire some women. The way she described it, feels a group of women, y'all hire some women security. So, and then, like I said, the guy who was there broke it down perfectly. He's not about to get himself into trouble for someone that's asking for trouble. So we have to separate the act from, the victim and the criminal. We have to separate their actions. We can't just act like the only thing that happened was that she got hit with a brick. Because if that's the case, I would want to know, why aren't more people talking about the guy who did it? Okay. And then we have to talk about why y'all made me lose my damn train of thought. I feel like I got hit with something. So I said the dude I was talking about the dude with made me lose my train of thought. But anyways, I'm gonna remember it. It's gonna come back to me. So yeah, but so like that, she's not mad at the people who did it. She's mad at the guy standing around. That's crazy. Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is the internet. This is the internet that we're on right now. If you don't, so you have to put your, listen, my thing is this. If a guy was to step in and do something and stop the situation, now he doesn't get any brownie points because that's what he's supposed to do, right? But then if he steps in and gets hit with a brick, too, or in place of you, now he's the unsung hero that people really don't care about. And it's a lot of guys, respectfully to them, may they rest in peace, who are no longer with us because someone called their brother. As a matter of fact, what's the dude's name? The football player dude? She lied, called her brother for a situation she started, called her brother. And what did he do? What men do: protect the women who are under their protective covering. Went over there on some BS, and may he rest in peace. Respectfully, and I mean this with all due respect, I don't even know that guy's name right now. I can't call his name. So what does he get? Respectfully. So what does he get for his act of protection? Nothing. He would have been better off staying his behind at the crib Your sister got into it with him, man. She crazy. She always getting into it with people. I'm straight. Let me out, though. Y'all didn't get this. Y'all didn't get the movie. The Boys in the Hood movie. Let me out, though. It's a man in going to do the violence and doing the, you know, it's certain people that do certain things. Y'all want everybody to be Doughboy and the homeboys to go ride for you. But some people is let me out, though. And that's how they're a man. By not doing nothing. But by this generation standards, Trey wasn't no man because he didn't go defend Ricky. Violence makes you a man. You got to go do something. That happened, so do something about it physically. So it's a lot of people who've been put in that situation, and they're no longer with us because, you know, somebody else's blunder. So like I said before, there's a lot of power in silence, but there's also a lot of power in diffusing situations instead of escalating them. So women's main thing right now, if y'all really believe what y'all saying about men being, you know, y'all being unprotected from men, because y'all don't talk about it with women. Y'all don't talk about the protection of how violent women are with each other, right? But we ain't even talking about that. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about men right now. So if y'all really feel that way, y'all should start taking preventative measures to not get into these altercations with these type of guys. Y'all should. Don't say, oh, are you victim blaming? No. Y'all should start taking preventative measures to not get into these arguments. Start saying that. Start saying, stop arguing with these men, ladies. They're violent. They'll hit you with a brick. If you argue with them, stop trying to fight them. Stop trying to put your hands on them. Y'all say that. Don't listen. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's what y'all should start saying. Instead of talking to complete strangers that don't have nothing to do with nothing, start talking about more about the men who are committing these acts, because it's less of them than it is the innocent bystanders, right? So if we could focus on the guys with the bricks in their hand, then maybe the problem would be solved. He's the least accountable person of the whole scenario. They done talked about the guy who did the bricking is been the least held accountable person throughout this whole scenario. The guys standing around obviously are taking literally the most heat. And then they've been talking about her. They talked about how she did, because the guy that responded. So they talked about how she did video slapping people. They talked about how she had a warrant. They talked about how she egged it on. A lot of people, I'm not saying it, but a lot of people are basically saying she brought this on herself with her actions. So she's being held accountable, right? But the guy who did the bricking falls in third of the people, the accountability list, which is crazy. He should be number one. He should be number one. And 2 and 3. That's crazy. I'm in the Matrix. So that's what it is. I've been here before. It's the Matrix. Once again, I'm the only one that sees something that nobody else sees. Once again, I'm the only one that sees something that nobody else sees. I don't understand how the guy with the brick is the least accountable person in the whole scenario right now? Are y'all lost y'all minds or something? Is this the Twilight Zone? Am I going to wake up and all of the content that I've seen never happened? Is this a dream, this girl would, because that is like an almost unbelievable knot. Am I dreaming this happened to a woman? And I just got to wake up and do a video about protection? Did this really happen? Or am I in the Matrix and y'all the crazy ones? It's something. Y'all got me questioning my sanity. Y'all got me gaslighting myself. Because I'm the only one that sees the guy with the brick being the least held accountable person. I'm not making it up. That's what's happening. I pinched myself. Am I dreaming? This is real. Like, what the, man? Who is he? So, it's only so much we can talk in circles with this conversation. I needed the rest of my video, but my battery died on my what's the name. So, I'm pretty much done. I'm trying to think of something else. Is there anything else that I need to say here? Because I don't want to miss anything. Because I had a list. I had a mental Rolodex of everything I wanted to say. So I talked about old girl, talking about men and males. I talked about protection and who even gets it from who. I talked about submission and how it goes combined with that. I talked about my son and the original girl. I talked about the guy who did the video about her egging it on. I talked about, yeah. I'm just trying to make sure I got it all. Like, I don't want to stop this video and be like, man, I didn't say no. I need to get it all off. So, did I say that in part one? Oh, I did. I went off about it. So yeah. Okay. So let me end like this. We have to stop this same conversation over and over the same way. Okay. Women, y'all need to have more preventative measures, protective measures. Black women specifically are the least armed group of women. So if you put those two together, stop just acting like it's something about men. Put these two together. Y'all are the lowest married, okay? And y'all are the least armed. So if you want to say you are the least protected, why do you think that is? The two most protective measures that you could have, you don't have. And I'm obviously it's a lot of women with guns. I'm not talking about that. I don't mean it that way. On that tip, for that one, for women like that. But by the statistics, black women are the least armed and the least married. Okay. So if you don't have a husband or a gun, you ain't protected. You might be if you got some brothers or some friends, or you just have a general disposition where people like you. Other than that, you're not protected. So if you don't need a man I said this on another video. And I'm going to say it again because it was a bar. And somebody told me it was a bar in the comments. If you don't need a man for nothing, get a gun for something. That's a bar. That is a bar, ladies. If you don't need a man for nothing, get a gun for something. There's your protection. And now if you want to pull the Jazzy Reloaded and tell me that you got all this gun training and you be having it on you and you still feel unprotected, then it's nothing that a man could do either. If you got the thing on you and you feel unprotected, what you want a man to do? So there y'all have it, man. It ain't nothing else to say. This situation to me is really telling on how people can manipulate a conversation on the internet and have people herd mentalities and brainwashed into how they address conversations and topics. Like, people will make you talk about a situation how they want you to. Just because she did a video literally more mad at the guy standing around than the guy who did the bricking, everybody online is talking about the men standing around now. Because that's what her video was about. No. You don't get to tell me what to talk about when a situation just happened. I want to talk about the dude who did. I want to talk about what I want to talk about, not what you want to talk about. All right, I heard your video. All right, cool. All right. But now, what about the dude that did the brick? They let him go. Was they supposed to stand in front of the car? He might have hit him. He's violent. So, I just can't. I can't with social media today and yesterday. Y'all never cease to amaze me. Y'all do the same stuff, though. It's the same play at this point. And like I said before, if y'all keep the one, all right, I'm going to end with the slogan. Sometimes the worst thing you can be is right. So are y'all unprotected, and are these men not protecting y'all, and are these men not really protectors? If that's the case, do you want to be right? Or is that your unhumble, arrogant way of asking for protection? Y'all are not asking for it. So that's your way of asking by saying men aren't doing it. Because if that's your way of asking, it's not a good way of asking. You need to come up with a different way of asking. So, there you have it, yo. Getting tired now, but listen, man, these people is crazy, and in no way, shape, or form do we condone men flying off the handle over rejection, but we also don't condone women egging on the scenario, right? Like, even with let's use Carlisha Hood as an example, right? This guy, Jeremy, whatever his name was, right? Was his name Jeremy Hood or is it Carlisha? I'm getting people confused now. There's so many names. Respectfully though. So Carlisha, the guy was saying, "Get out of my face before I what's the name, whatever." Now, I didn't hear what she was saying, but she wasn't egging it on. I don't think she didn't say do it. You know what I'm saying? She didn't egg it on. So even if she could have walked away or whatever, I don't think her, and maybe it did, obviously, but I don't think her wording was escalating the situation. Even though she had protection with her, even though it was her son, but I don't think her wording escalated the situation to a measure where he did that because of her. But I believe that this lady with this brick, I can't say the same thing. I believe her wording escalated the situation. So you got to get to the point of where you can't be egging these situations on. Like, You just can't egg these situations on. You know, and it's unfortunate that we have guys that would do stuff like that to women, but it's also unfortunate that it's women who will fight men. Stop doing it. It's dangerous. So I don't know how to even tap into the psyche of a person that would pick up a brick and even threaten a woman with it. Like even if she did do what I'm telling her that she should have done, or even if what she asked for, which is the men that were standing around, come help her, I still want to know what made you feel the need to want to pick up a brick and hit a woman. Like that's worse than hitting a woman. That's worse than saying I will slap, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Better get out of my face before I slap. You know, y'all know what I'm saying. It's worse than that. Like you picked up something for a woman though. Like people do that with me. If you don't want to fight, people do that with a man, and he did it with a woman. So like psychologically, this dude couldn't have been that type of tough of any sort, because a man, okay, and we just talking about the situation. We just talking about the situation. It already happened, so we ain't justifying nothing. We ain't doing nothing. But if a man who would put his hands on a woman, right, he would feel like with his hands he'll do something. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't gonna pick up nothing. That's crazy. So clearly this guy was just drunk or whatever. And I'm not giving him no passes or no excuses. I'm giving him the accountability that nobody else is giving. So I really don't get it on the internet, man. You got complete strangers that didn't have anything to do with nothing being held more accountable than the guy that committed a felony. And she said because you didn't want to give her a number. She didn't. Okay, we're not victim blaming. We're not doing it. But she didn't just reject him. She offered her disdain. She said something out the way. And I'm not saying that warranted, I'm saying that it didn't warrant getting hit with a brick, okay? So we're not victim blaming here, but I'm just giving my assessment of the scenario. Because she likes women and doesn't like men and doesn't respect men and think men are BANs, if a guy tried to ask her for her number, right? And obviously it's something off about this guy because he had the potential to hit a woman with a rock and a brick in the head. So obviously he's not the type of guy who you would want to give your number to anyway. So something about her, at least her self-awareness was that much to where you shouldn't have wanted to have that guy have your number anyway. Because if giving your number, and we all know she escalated, but let's just go off the snare. If just not giving the number, if giving the number is the thing that stops a guy from hitting you with a brick, that means something else that you do could piss him off enough for you to hit him with a brick. Her, y'all know what I'm trying to say. So that's like a red flag, right? So it's like, yo, how many different ways can we dissect this? Y'all are nuts. Y'all are nuts, man. So y'all be good, man. Y'all be good, man. It ain't really nothing else to say. Salute the Black Light Podcast. Yeah. These people crazy. And random men. Y'all talk about random men, yo. And it's never no respect on these people's name ever. It's only disrespect. Like y'all did listen. Y'all understand. Y'all disrespect and argue with men 24/7 until a situation happens, then you say you're not protected by these same men who you talk bad about. It's kind of crazy. It's a little nuts. It's a little bit nuts. Just a tad. But, you know, ain't nothing else I can say about it, man. Y'all be good. Like and subscribe to Dr. Rhil TV. Salute to my boy Thon. Yeah, I'm good, y'all. Y'all be good.